Have you ever wondered why, even though you eat well, stay active, and seem to do everything right, your legs still feel weaker? Why do the stairs feel steeper than before? Why does it take a bit more effort now to get up from a chair? Is it just aging, or could something else be quietly working against you? Here's where things get surprising. It's not always about what you aren't doing. Sometimes it's about what you are doing without realizing the damage it's causing. Most seniors make this small but significant mistake every single day, believing wholeheartedly that they're making a healthy choice because all their lives they've been told that fruits are natural, wholesome, and good for you. And yes, many are, but here's the truth no one talks about. Not all fruits are ideal for older adults. In fact, some of the very fruits we eat weekly without a second thought can slowly sap your leg strength, trigger knee pain, worsen joint inflammation, and make walking harder. Fruits often advertised as healthy can, in some cases, secretly harm your mobility, balance, and overall leg power. As we get older, our bodies change, our metabolism slows, circulation weakens, and what once nourished us can start to do quite harm. Certain fruits may look harmless, taste sweet, and seem refreshing, but many are packed with acids, sugars, and compounds that spike blood sugar, inflame joints, and gradually weaken your legs. And the worst part? The damage happens slowly and silently until one day you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your calves, persistent thigh aches, or an unusual stiffness in your knees after just a short walk. Today, we're uncovering the 7 deadliest fruits that anyone over 60 should avoid, especially if you want to protect your legs from long-term damage, pain, and weakness. These fruits might look harmless, but they can quietly work against your health. Once you learn the truth, you'll never look at your fruit bowl the same way again. So, stay with me until the end, especially if you care about staying strong, steady, and pain-free. Your body could be waiting for this wake-up call. But before we begin, take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications if you care about your health. Because here we expose the hidden truths no one talks about. And if you're watching this right now, I want to know you're with me. If this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback truly matters. Now let's dive into the first fruit on our list. It's often praised for fighting inflammation, but for seniors, it might be doing the exact opposite. Let's talk about pineapple, the first silent saboteur. Pineapple, tropical, juicy, refreshing. For years, it's been celebrated for its enzyme bromelain, known as a natural anti-inflammatory. But here's the twist. While many believe pineapple reduces inflammation, it can actually trigger hidden damage in older adults. You see, pineapple contains strong acids and high amounts of natural sugar. And for people over 60, those sugars are not as harmless as they seem. As we age, our blood vessels become more fragile and sensitive. They don't handle sugar spikes the way they used to. Even though pineapple has its benefits, it floods your bloodstream with natural sugars that cause a sharp rise in blood sugar levels. That spike can quietly damage the tiny blood vessels that supply your legs and feet. Over time, this reduces circulation, meaning less oxygen reaches your muscles. The result? Pain, fatigue, and swelling. You start to feel that dull ache in your legs after a short walk, stiffness when you stand up, or even ankle pain after sitting all day. And that's not all. Pineapple's acidity can irritate joints, especially if you already struggle with arthritis or inflammation. It can intensify the burning pain in your knees, hips, or ankles, almost like pouring fuel on an existing fire. Some people even report their legs feeling heavier or weaker after eating pineapple, as though their strength is slowly fading away. There's another hidden danger too. Bromelain can interact with medications, especially blood thinners. It can make certain drugs work too strongly or not effectively enough, which is risky. But the most dangerous thing about pineapple is how quietly it works. There are no sudden warning signs, no sharp pains, no obvious reactions. The effects build up slowly, and before you realize it, your mobility isn't what it used to be. Sadly, most seniors have no idea that a fruit they eat for health could be contributing to the very weakness they're trying to prevent. So, what should you do? You don't have to hate pineapple or cut it out forever, but you do need to be aware. If you've been experiencing unexplained leg pain, stiffness, or swelling, it might be time to reconsider how often you eat it. The damage is subtle, but it's real. Now, if a fruit famous for its anti-inflammatory power can quietly harm your legs, imagine what the next one could do. It's soft, sweet, and celebrated for boosting muscle function and potassium, but it may be fooling you. Let's talk about the second fruit, bananas. The muscle imposter. Bananas are smooth, sweet, and packed with potassium. They're known to provide energy, prevent cramps, and support muscle health. But for seniors, the story is different. Bananas are also loaded with natural sugars and fast-digesting carbs, which means they can cause the same quick blood sugar spikes that silently wear down your leg strength over time. This means that right after you eat, your blood sugar levels spike, and over time, your body begins to resist insulin. When that happens repeatedly, circulation weakens, inflammation rises, and your legs pay the price. You might start feeling a dull soreness while walking or climbing stairs, a heavy sensation in your legs after meals, or tightness in your calves, but that's not the whole story. Bananas can also make your body retain excess fluid, especially if you have heart issues. The result? Swollen feet, stiff joints, and puffy ankles. It's a silent process. You think you're helping your muscles, but in reality, bananas might be slowly draining your strength. And here's the worst part. It doesn't happen overnight. The effects build up quietly. Over time, eating bananas regularly can make it harder to move comfortably and increase your discomfort. So, take a closer look at the fruits on your plate. If you often deal with heavy, aching, or swollen legs, bananas might not be as friendly as they seem. Now, if something as common as a banana can do this, imagine the impact of something even smaller. A fruit that looks harmless, tiny, sweet, and full of antioxidants, but could be silently fueling inflammation in your joints. Let's talk about grapes. The third fruit on our list, grapes, small in size but with a surprisingly big inflammatory punch. They look innocent, juicy, easy to snack on, and praised for being heart healthy. But here's what most people don't know. For seniors, grapes can contribute to leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation. The reason lies in their high fructose content. Fructose is a natural sugar that's absorbed directly by the liver. When your liver can't process it efficiently, something that becomes more common with age, it turns into fat and uric acid. That's when the real damage starts, especially in your toes, ankles, and knees. As uric acid builds up in the joints, it triggers burning pain, swelling, and inflammation, the kind that makes even light walking uncomfortable. You might recognize it as that sudden, sharp pain in your big toe at night, or that unexpected stiffness in your calves when you get up in the morning. Those are your body's early warning signs, signs that something as small as a handful of grapes might be quietly working against your strength and mobility. It might take nothing more than a small handful of grapes to cause your uric acid levels to rise. But that's not where it ends. The fructose in grapes also fuels chronic inflammation throughout your body, leading to slower movement, increased stiffness, and added pressure in your legs and joints. And here's the problem. Grapes are far too easy to overeat. They're small, bite-sized, and effortless to snack on. Before you even realize it, you've eaten 2 or 3 cups. That's a lot of sugar, and it adds up fast. So, while grapes may seem like a healthy snack, they can quietly reduce flexibility, weaken your legs, and make them feel less comfortable as you age. Now you know what might really be hiding behind that sweetness. If you've been eating grapes regularly and have noticed more stiffness or swelling, it may not be a coincidence. But grapes aren't the only healthy fruit that can do harm. There's another one, juicy, colorful, and famous for being hydrating. Don't be fooled though. On the inside, it acts more like sugar water than true hydration. Let's talk about watermelon. The fourth fruit is watermelon, the bogus hydrator. Watermelon is light, refreshing, and often seen as the symbol of summer and hydration. But could this watery fruit be silently damaging your legs? It sounds strange, doesn't it? Everyone believes watermelon is safe, low in calories, mostly water, and a great way to stay hydrated. Here's the hidden truth. Watermelon has a very high glycemic index. That means it spikes your blood sugar rapidly, almost like eating candy. And for seniors, those repeated sugar spikes can be particularly harmful, especially to the legs. Let's break it down. When your blood sugar rises, suddenly your body releases insulin to bring it down. But as we age, insulin regulation becomes less efficient. This imbalance leads to inflammation, especially in areas with weaker circulation, like your calves, ankles, and knees. The result? Leg fatigue shortly after eating, a dull ache during short walks, or persistent swelling around your ankles. Even climbing stairs can start to feel like a major effort. On the surface, watermelon feels light and harmless, but inside it's a sweet trap, slowly wearing down your strength. Because it's so juicy and refreshing, most people eat it in large amounts. A slice turns into 2, then 3. More sugar means more stress on your body and more inflammation. It's deceptive. You think you're hydrating, but what's really happening is a blood sugar spike and weakened circulation, and your legs suffer the consequences. So, does watermelon truly help seniors stay hydrated? Or does each bite subtly add to your leg pain and fatigue? If your legs have been feeling more tired or heavy lately, it might be time to rethink that slice of watermelon on your plate. Now, let's move on to a fruit that's practically synonymous with vitamin C and good health. It's found in juices, immunity-boosting drinks, and nearly every breakfast table. But for seniors, it might be an acidic attack on the joints. Let's talk about oranges, the fifth fruit, also known as the acid assault on your joints. Oranges are bright, fragrant, and everywhere: juices, supplements, breakfast platters. They're praised for their vitamin C and their supposed ability to boost immunity. But behind that sunny, citrusy glow lies a hidden problem for people over 60. Acid, something your joints absolutely despise. Oranges are loaded with citrus acids. While that might sound harmless, it can quietly irritate your joints, especially if you're already dealing with inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. You might notice gradual stiffness in your knees when you wake up, persistent hip discomfort, that heavy feeling in your legs after sitting too long, reduced mobility, or increased swelling. It's easy to assume it's just part of aging, but in reality, that healthy habit of drinking orange juice every morning might be fueling the very pain you're trying to avoid. Here's what actually happens. The citric acid in oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can aggravate the delicate tissues in your joints. When combined with the fruit's natural sugars, it also causes blood sugar fluctuations, which in turn trigger inflammation throughout the body. And what's the result? Every step starts to feel heavier and more painful as inflammation spreads through your knees, ankles, and calves. Oranges may not pose a problem for younger people, but for seniors with aging joints and slower circulation, the effects build up subtly over time. The hardest part is that you're doing it with good intentions, believing you're improving your health. Oranges have always been associated with wellness, but now you know they may not be as harmless as they appear. So, what comes next? The next fruit seems simple and safe. It's green, crisp, and lower in sugar, often considered the healthier choice. But hidden beneath that freshness lies something that can cause night cramps, tight knees, and sore hips. Let's talk about green apples, the sixth fruit, a hidden cause of leg pain. Green apples look pure, crunchy, and wholesome. Many, especially seniors, believe they're the better option because they taste less sweet. But few realize that green apples can quietly trigger fatigue, stiffness, and leg pain. The culprits? Malic acid and hidden natural sugars. First, Malic acid. It's what gives green apples their tart flavor. While it's harmless for younger bodies, it can be harsh on aging digestion. As we grow older, our gut lining becomes more delicate, and this acid can irritate not only the digestive tract, but also joint tissues once it enters the bloodstream. Some seniors report hip or thigh pain after eating apples, while others experience a burning or tightening sensation in their feet or knees. It doesn't happen overnight. The acid builds up gradually, and with time, that discomfort becomes more frequent. Then there's the sugar. Even though green apples taste less sweet than red ones, they still contain natural sugars. For older adults with slower metabolisms, this can lead to blood sugar spikes, resulting in night cramps, morning stiffness, and fatigue in the calves or thighs. The tricky part is that green apples are often eaten raw as snacks or right before bed, keeping the body in constant contact with their acids and sugars. They seem light and healthy, but they might be silently stiffening joints, making walking harder and disrupting restful sleep in aging bodies. Now, if a simple fruit like a green apple can have that effect, imagine what happens with a tropical rich and extremely sweet fruit that's adored by millions. Let's talk about the real sugar bomb, the mango. The seventh fruit, mango, is a sweet explosion for your joints. Juicy, soft, and almost candy-like, mangoes are loved by nearly everyone, especially during summer. But here's the reality. Mangoes can be one of the most harmful fruits for seniors struggling with joint weakness or leg pain. Why? Because mangoes are packed with high levels of natural sugar, and that sugar can quietly worsen inflammation, strain your circulation, and contribute to leg pain and fatigue over time. And I don't mean just a little bit. I'm talking about a powerful sugar surge that sends your blood sugar soaring in a matter of minutes. When you're young and active, your body can usually handle that kind of spike. But once you're over 60, your metabolism changes. That same sugar rush now triggers a sharp insulin spike, followed by a crash. And each time it happens, your body responds with inflammation deep inside your joints, especially in the soft tissues around your ankles, hips, and knees. If you have any nerve issues, you might feel a burning in your toes, a persistent tingling, evening swelling around your feet, or a heavy dragging feeling in your legs. The tricky part is that mango feels light and refreshing, so it's easy to eat too much of it. But that's exactly the problem. Your body doesn't care how light it feels. It only reacts to the sugar. And over time, that sugar can lead to joint pain, slower movement, and unsteady legs. Many seniors enjoy mangoes, thinking they're a healthy natural treat, and while they are natural, natural doesn't always mean safe for aging joints or weaker circulation. Now you've seen the full picture. 7 fruits that, despite their reputation for being healthy, can have a negative impact on people over 60. But here's the good news. Some fruits do the exact opposite. They strengthen your legs, reduce joint pain, and fight inflammation naturally. Let's talk about these healing alternatives. The fruits that actually nourish your body instead of hurting it. Because when you choose the right fruits, you're doing more than just satisfying your hunger. You're helping your body heal from within. Let's start with berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and more. These tiny powerhouses are packed with antioxidants and are gentle on blood sugar. They boost circulation, especially in the legs, helping to ease stiffness and reduce swelling. Next, we have cherries, but in moderation. Cherries can actually help lower uric acid levels, reducing the risk of gout and joint flare-ups. A small handful can soothe sore joints and ease that burning sensation in your knees or toes. Then there's the avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and one of the best for your joints. Avocados are full of healthy fats that reduce inflammation, cushion your joints, and help stabilize insulin levels, giving you steady energy without sugar crashes. Looking for something gentle on digestion? Try papaya. This soft tropical fruit contains enzymes that aid digestion and calm inflammation, making it easy on both the stomach and the joints. And don't forget pears, mild, subtly sweet, and perfect when paired with a little fiber or protein. They provide balanced energy without stressing your legs or spiking your blood sugar. Each of these fruits works with your body, not against it. They don't cause swelling, stiffness, or pain. Instead, they help you regain your energy, balance, and comfort. The natural vitality your body craves. Remember, it's not just about eating fruit. It's about choosing the right ones for your body at this stage of life. When you start making those mindful choices, you'll truly feel the difference in your legs, your movement, and your overall sense of well-being. Stronger steps, smoother movements, brighter mornings. Let's end with a few words of wisdom, a message made especially for you. If you've made it this far, it tells me something important. You truly care about your future, your strength, and your health. And I want you to hear this clearly. It's not too late. You still have time to heal, to rebuild, and to feel strong again. You're not alone in this. Aging can be challenging, as the aches, stiffness, and even the fear of falling can slowly creep in. Sometimes it can feel like your body is slipping away. But here's the truth. You can take back control, not with drastic changes, but through small, smart choices. One meal, one fruit, one decision at a time. The fruits we talked about today aren't bad, but they may not serve your body the same way they once did. And that's okay. Growing older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting wiser about what your body needs now. When you start choosing foods that support your strength, circulation, and joints, you'll notice the difference. Less pain, more flexibility, smoother mornings, and lighter steps. That's what this channel is really about. Not fear or restriction, but empowerment. Now I'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments what you learned today and what change you're ready to make. We grow stronger together when we share. If this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss health tips that could transform your life. Before you go, type 1 in the comments if you found this video helpful, or 0 if not. Your feedback truly matters more than you know. Stay strong, stay mindful, and never forget, your independence lives in your legs.